Hello everyone, my name is Mr. McComb. Today's lesson for 9th grade physical education is titled Run, Jump, and Move. We're going to be working on building endurance, strength, and mental toughness through aerobic fitness. The lesson goal for today, or the objective to what we're going to be doing, is we're going to engage in cardio for 4 days a week, 30 minutes each day. That's one of the PE standards that we're focusing on. So in today's class, we're going to be doing one of those 4 days where we're reaching 30 minutes of cardiovascular activity. Okay? Cardio's, as I mentioned, cardiovascular endurance training. This is when we get our heart rate up over a certain BPM and we keep that activity level for a prolonged period of time. Today we're striving for 30 minutes, but we're looking to do 30 minutes of anything from moderate to vigorous activity. Okay, moderate being like walking and vigorous to running. Okay, the objective is we're going to build our aerobic endurance, which is the same thing as cardio. We're going to understand the importance of cardio for our lifelong fitness, how it impacts our bodies, such as our heart, our lungs, but also mentally as well. Cardio can be really good as a stress release. We're going to do 3 things. First thing we're going to do is a little warm-up activity called the Phelps Plank Challenge. Then I'll take you through a warm-up and a jog, and then we'll go to the track for our cardio activity as mentioned. The Phelps Plank Challenge. So a little story about Michael Phelps. If you don't already know who he is, he's one of the most decorated Olympian athletes in United States history. I believe he has 23 gold medals. He has won races anywhere from short distance swims to long distance endurance swims. This story in particular, his coach one practice challenged him to swim 10,000 meters. About halfway through, Phelps was exhausted, both mentally and physically. His coach motivated him to keep going, to push his limits, and Phelps continued to push his mental and physical limits. He got through the workout, and at the end, he was able to have this new re-identified version of himself that he could do anything. Okay, so today we're going to do something similar to that, where we're going to test our mental toughness. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be holding a plank for as long as possible. Okay, right down here there's a video where you can see the correct form for the plank, but we're going to have our elbows underneath our chest, raise our torso up, and hold a plank position with the flat back for as long as possible. Okay, we're going to make it a friendly competition. We're going to see who can last the longest. So I'll put a stopwatch counter up here, and then as everyone does their plank, we'll see who can last the longest. Once you're done planking, reflect on how you pushed past both your mental and physical barriers, just as Phelps did. Okay? Once that warm-up had concluded, we're going to go through what I call a dynamic warm-up routine. They're going to take a jog around the field, show the field, take a jog around it, and then we'll get into lines. 10 people per line. Let's say there's 60 students in the class. We'll have 6 lines of 10 people, and we'll do a series of dynamic stretches. Okay, the importance to why we want to do the jog and not walk it, and why we actually want to do the stretches instead of doing them halfway, is because it prepares your body so you don't get injured. But along with preventing injury, it also helps prepare you mentally to prepare for the workout. So your body warms up, your muscles get increased in temperature, they literally get warmed up, but also you're warming up your mind, preparing yourself for the physical activity about to be done. Okay, so here's the stretches they'll do. The first one's knee to chest. Here we're just trying to release tightness from the hips, the lower back, the hip flexors in the front. And we're activating muscles that we need to use for walking and running. This also helps work on their neuromuscular control and balance. Next stretch would be the hamstring scoops. Purpose here, we're trying to stretch the muscles in the back of our legs, the calves, the hamstrings, even our glute muscles, our lower back muscles. This helps for movements like sprinting, lunging, anything bending your knees. So when we go to the track for our activity, these are all things we'll be doing. Lunge with twist. The purpose for this is when you take the forward step and you lunge so your knees right above the ground, arms extended and twist. You're working on balance, but you're also working on your core, which helps stabilize you when you're running on the track. Okay, so it's stretching your legs, it's stretching your hips, it's stretching your back, but it's also warming up your core and the muscles that help you balance. Okay, for the upper body, we're going to do arm swings and circles. So the purpose here, we're just stretching our chest, our shoulders, our back muscles. Okay, we can do arm swings where we're swinging our arms in front of our body, and arm circles off to the side in a circular motion. Okay, these are all good for if we're going swimming, if we're doing throwing, lifting, running, anything regarding the arms. Last stretch, we'll do a series of high knees. You're going to be warming up your leg muscles and getting your heart rate going a little bit. This is going to help improve your running form and your speed, but also it's going to help you build coordination and balance. Okay, so the series of stretches has concluded. We're now preparing to go to the track. We're going to run on the track. You have straights and the curves. We're going to run the straights of the track at your fastest pace, and then you're going to walk the curve to recover your breath. We're going to record our heart rate as a group before we go to the track, and then periodically throughout your run, you can track your heart rate as you're walking the curves, and then once we finish the activity, we'll get our heart rate at the end of the workout. Okay, so on top of measuring your heart rate, I also want you to keep track of how many laps you've ran. Okay, a little refresher on how to check your heart rate. You can take your index and middle finger and hold it onto your wrist or neck. Gently press until you feel a pulse. You can count for 15 seconds how many beats you had felt, and then multiply that number by 4 to get your beats per minute. So at this point, everyone, go ahead, get your measurement, how many beats per minute you have. Either keep that number to yourself, reference that number, so at the end of the workout we can see how much our beats per minute changes from pre-workout to post-workout. Okay. At this point, the students would continue to start running the straights, walking the curves, counting how many laps they've done, and their heart rate. The 30 minutes is concluded. We're now brought up as a group, and the reflection questions I have for them would be, how did you feel during the run? They can go a simple thumbs up, thumbs down. They can reflect with a partner. They can log this into their fitness journal. Any of these are okay, but they are reflecting, how did you feel during the run? How did your heart rate change before, during, and after the activity? And what does this tell you? So we'll get a various amount of answers here. Some students' heart rate will have like a gradual incline. Some went from really low and then spiked to really high. And we're just going to communicate, what does these numbers mean, and what are some goals we can set for next workout. So maybe, can we stay within a targeted heart rate goal for a certain amount of minutes? Can we run more laps on the track? Can we maybe feel better about our run next workout? But we're going to set a goal that we can refer to before next workout. And then, like I said, this can be a simple thumbs up, thumbs down, or this could be written into a journal. Either one works fine. And then the last thing we would do as a group would be an exit ticket, where now you're going to list 2 activities that you can do at home. And then I want you to share with a partner one of those. Okay? Students are right now going to, they're going to start communicating, start talking with their partners about activities they can do at home. I'm going to share with them the quote: "Health and fitness are not just a destination; they are a lifelong journey." That's by Arthur Lydiard, and it's important for them to understand that they need to find things that they enjoy to do at home for physical fitness, something that they can take with them to the real world environment. Okay. Two aerobic activities you can do at home. Let's say some of the students can give things like swimming. If they have jump rope, they can jump rope. Running, jogging, some play sports. All those would be good answers for aerobic fitness they could do. Okay, and then next lesson, we're going to take our heart rate and we're going to understand what fitness zones are. And then we're going to learn how to apply those heart rates to our fitness zones so we can be working out in an optimal area that's going to make us feel better, run faster, longer, and ultimately healthier. Okay, so thank you for joining today's class. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you.